Zidane, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about this insane chapter of My Hero Academia. Chapter 316. So hard to just wait even a week between these episodes. Or these chapters, I guess, is the proper term. And then also on top of that, there's the Vigilantes issue with them. They're also close. They're so close. Vigilantes is so close to finishing off this saga or this arc, but we have to wait 2 weeks for each chapter, and just please. Anyways, guys. Let's actually get talking about this honestly really awesome chapter. The battle between Lady Nagant and Nagant, however you want to pronounce her name, is done. Deku has finished the battle, victorious, which, no big surprise there, on top of the fact that basically everyone is taken care of. There's a lot to it, and my hair needs to be cut, but that's beside the point. Anyways, the chapter is pretty self-explanatory, with multiple episodes being, or multiple parts of it just being really simple. We get to see, though, a lot of Lady Nagant is uncertain. She wants to know how Hawks, who has been forced to do many terrible things, which he has, but how in the world is he able to live with himself after all that he has done? And he's actually able to tell her that he's just an optimistic guy, which, on top of the fact that he's never really felt alone, which is honestly really interesting, but also kind of sad for Lady Nagant, who never really had anyone. And neither did Hawks, but at the same time, he could imagine himself fighting alongside a lot of other heroes, which to me is honestly really interesting to see how he exactly went through his life. It's a bit insane, to say the least, that a character like Hawks is so optimistic. It's interesting to see that he doesn't struggle as much as you'd think he might, especially after a lot of what he has just been through. Sure, he's not ready for flight yet, but he's not ready for flight again yet, but he's still able to continue to fight and help people, which is honestly really awesome to see. He has grown even a little bit in just the short amount of time that we've known him. And honestly, I'm not even certain if he has grown, because the fact is that we don't really know that much about Hawks, besides the fact that he had a terrible childhood. But it's still interesting how he's managed to get through life. And the fact that he has lived his life with just happy, especially after growing up in such a terrible home. It's shocking, to say the least. But it's also really awesome to see how much he's been able to live through. After we've deal with the whole Nagant, she tells them that All For One told her to take Deku to the little house that shows up during the My Villain Academia arc. Well, also dealing with something else. I'm gonna, before they actually go there, we get some interesting stuff. We also find out that multiple other people are being sent off to go find Deku to take him down. But also, we get some really awesome moments between Overhaul, and Deku. Overhaul, who has been wanting to apologize to his boss and all of this stuff for a while now, yeah, this one page is... Oh, this is devastating. Not necessarily devastating, but... Let me just read the lines between these two. Chisaki is saying, "Take me to the boss. He's all I've got left. I've got to tell him I'm sorry." But Deku just turns to him and says, "Chisaki, do you remember everything you did to Eri?" And there is so much to this. But, yeah, Chisaki says some terrible things. It's not important. But Deku hits him with this. "You want to say sorry, do you? If you're willing to direct that same energy toward Eri, I'll honor your deal in Lady Nagin's place." That is insane. The fact is that Chisaki only considered Eri, even in this moment, like a few seconds before Deku lays this line on him, he is still thinking of Eri as only a tool to get rid of quirks forever. But in this moment, Deku tells him, if you want to apologize, you have to apologize to her first, and not some sappy little "I'm sorry" bullshit. You have to actually apologize. Feel the guilt of what you have done to her, because she is not a tool for you to use. She is a person, just as much as your lovely boss. He is... If you want to apologize to him, you first have to be willing to apologize. Not only willing, but able to apologize to you hurt 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000 times more than him. That is Deku's demand. Which, all I can say is that is such a... What he says conveys all of that. With his face as well. Just a completely blank stare filled with fury. He says it so calmly, but with such fury. There are few things that compare to this. And the only one that kind of reminds me, that I'm reminded of when seeing this line, is the fact that in the books for Goblet of Fire of Harry Potter, Dumbledore says calmly, but in true aspect, you can still feel his fury through his words. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? You can still feel that, even though he's calm about it. And this line is so clear and calm, but fury incarnate. Deku will not forgive this man until he is actually willing to apologize and make up for what he has done to Eri. And that is just... That's a big thing. Deku is never this pissed. He is so angry with Chisaki. It is insane, but so awesome. It's actually a bit insane. After that, as people are getting ready, Deku is still furious. Dealing with Chisaki did not calm him down. If anything, it made him mad. And as he's mad, he is after All for One. And oh my gosh. They go back to they go to the location where they think that he is, only to find nothing. In which just looking at Deku's face and his mannerisms in this moment is actually insane. To just, you can feel the anger fuming off of him, and I love it. But now I want to read what All for One leaves as a message, because these lines are so this monologue is insane. Did you enjoy your Q&A session with Lady Nagant? Well, Izuku Midoriya. Because if you're seeing this message, that must have been what happened. You see, I love predicting and reading people, and a boy like you could never outright abandon someone like her. Yes? I didn't force her, you know. She acted of her own free will. But those poor souls who stumble on the road of life and are labeled villains. People go on and on about quirks, preaching the merits of individualism, but ours is a regimented society under tight control, one where the wrong sort of individuality gets you ostracized, purged. Democracy, socialism, doesn't matter. There are no exceptions, because the root of all of this predicts the concept of human society altogether. It's the principle that governs all social organisms. The path you've chosen is a thorny one. Every battle grinds away at your soul with no end in sight. Can you guess who was on my mind the entire time I was in jail? You. All Might no longer interests me. I've moved on from that great useless oaf. Now it's your turn. A message to send to Deku. He knows in this moment that Deku may survive the explosion that launches here. This is the battle of all ages. This is going to be a battle that no one will forget, no matter what side comes out on top. All for One wants the power of Izuku Midoriya, which, on top of that, can I just say, it actually infuriates me a little bit more, because I think that to toy with Deku, at this moment, we still don't know all of the quirks that are within All for One. Or One for All, or All for One. Either one, actually. But the fact is that I could, just seeing this moment, it is him toying with him so much. He knows that there is a bomb there, but he is ready to cause complete mayhem for Deku and his team, and his new team that he's basically set up. He wants him to be furious, for there to be a full-blown battle. But not only that, not only does he toy with him in this moment, I think that he is going to toy with him even more. Because, as I've mentioned in multiple videos in the past, I think that Deku had a quirk originally. That being the quirk of fire manipulation. And I honestly think that Deku is going to get that quirk back for the final battle. But in this moment, it's making me think, because of the fact that that All For One knows who Deku is. He knows exactly which quirk he can use to toy with him. His very own first quirk. The quirk that made him... All For One is responsible for Deku being considered quirkless for most of his life. And because of that, he is, in the last few moments of the battle, when when Deku thinks that he's winning, All For One is going to give him one last quirk. But not only that, he is going to say something along the lines of, if you're gonna be the most powerful hero, you might as well have your actual quirk. Revealing, possibly in a very few words, that this quirk that he is restoring to Deku, he is giving to Deku, is the quirk that Deku started out with. And Deku is going to be pissed and mess up just once, long enough for All For One to do something horrible. For the battle to actually pick up again. For Shigaraki to show up, or something along those lines. And honestly, I'm not 100% certain exactly what's going to happen here, but the possibilities are there, and it's just... what exactly is gonna happen? No one really knows. Deku has so many chances here, and the battle, as of right now, we still don't know where Shigaraki or All For One actually are. So more than likely, the next few battles are going to be multiple times where other villains are going to come after Deku. Now, I'm personally all for some moment, which I'm expecting there to be some moment in the future, where Deku faces off against each of the major villains that he has faced off against in the past. Specifically, two that I really want to see is Kurogiri and Stain. But both of these people will come to Deku differently. Rather than coming to Deku as, we're gonna fight you and then bring you to All For One, they're coming to Deku in a different reason. A reason completely separate. They want their lives back. Kurogiri wants to be Shirokuma again. And Stain, he has seen that sometimes, even if you don't necessarily have the perfect reasoning for why you want to be a hero, you can still do a lot of good. But he also sees that a lot of the people that weren't good enough heroes have been purged. They're no longer going to be heroes. And while, of course, he's probably going to become evil again, or he's going to be arrested at the end of this, I think Stain joining the hero team for this battle is going to change the course of the battle. Having Stain join, but not just him, having Kurogiri join, having the rest of the two classes join, to have the Vigilantes join. I honestly can't see this final battle, being anything but a chance to see everyone coming together, to work together, to finally take down this terrible, terrible villain. I honestly can't imagine them not ending the series in a way that is more spectacular than what they accomplished in the battle against Nine. In the battle against Nine in the second movie, there were some honestly amazing moments, but the most interesting factor of that is that every single person in Class 1A got a chance to shine, and that was incredible. I want that to happen again, but in the main series, and not just all of the characters from Class A. I want the characters from Class B. I want Shinso. I even want freaking other characters that have just helped out throughout the series. I want Eri, Mirio, and the other two, which I'm forgetting their names. I want the Vigilantes team. And I don't just mean Pop Koichi and Knuckle Duster. I mean their entire team. The entire Naruhata group. I want the battle to actually be in Naruhata. I know that's a lot to ask, but I want that to be the thing. To see the battle actually happening. To see everyone working together to pull off one last mission. To save the world. To save the world from a truly awful villain. To save the world from all for one. That is the final battle that I think we need to have. And honestly, I'm thinking that we're going to need a lot of chapters to get that set up, because they're going to need to find a lot of heroes to handle that. Because the fact is that Deku, he's not going to be able to handle All for One by himself, no matter what he thinks. And on top of that, he also has to deal with Shigaraki, and he wants to save him, for crying out loud, so yeah, we'll see how things turn out there. There's so much that we need to talk about, and I, for one, am really excited to see exactly what happens in the future. But anyways, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment, and we will talk about it in a future video. Unfortunately, since it's E3 week, there's probably going to be a lot of videos coming out this week, but you'll enjoy them, so yeah, check them out as they come out. Of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways that you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!